What's up, fellow YouTubers? So I'm uploading a spicy breakfast cheeseburger video to my YouTube channel. Yeah, I put a garden fresh jalapeno on it and a poached egg, some bacon, some beef, and some cheese toasted between two Texas toast bread slices and just the right amount of seasoning. So it'll upload when it uploads. I went and got sticks yesterday for my next batch of wands, and of course I got harassed while doing it. That never fails. Every time I go out to get sticks for my wand business, I always get harassed by someone here in town. And when it's a little kid harassing you, you really can't do anything about it, dude. You know? Kids sitting there saying magic ain't real and quit hurting the tree and stupid shit like that. I'm like, that's the problem with today's kids. They got no respect, YouTube. And when you say shit like that, I'm like, have you seen the scientific research? Science has proven many times that humans don't use every part of their brain. If humans unlocked every part of their brain, there's no telling what they could do. They could bend reality, they could bend spoons with their mind, shit like that. So this kid was way too young. So my response to him or her was, your face isn't real. Which you might think that's immature, but you know what? That's how you gotta be. You can't, cuss them out. And I made the comment too, and I'm like, you know what's sad is that kid playing Fortnite has no imagination. The adult has more imagination than the kid. And that's the thing of it. I pulled my wand out, this one to be specific. I was comparing sizes on a stick that I had cut, and minding my own business. And of course, the kid's mom told them, leave him alone, he's autistic. Kid wouldn't listen. So I pretty much ignored it for the most part. The kid kept on shouting across the playground, because I was up at the park getting sticks. Quit hurting the tree! I'm like, if I wanted to hurt the tree, I'd grab a flamethrower and a chainsaw. Mind your business. Kept on saying it. So I kept on saying that. I could have just ignored it, but they gotta learn respect from somewhere. And of course, the mom wouldn't quit telling them, "Hey, leave him alone. He has autism. Leave him alone." So, I appreciate that to the mom at the park yesterday who was trying to control her kid. I appreciate that, And of course, what does the kid say? I don't care if he has autism. He's hurting the tree. And I'm just like, oh my God. First of all, you little snot. The tree was plenty big, okay? Trimming a couple branches from it here and there wasn't going to hurt it. I'm very particular about where I get my sticks from the trees. One, it has to be public property, as in city property. One, it has to be city property. And two, the tree has to be plenty grown and full of plenty of healthy branches. Has to be plenty grown and full of plenty of branches before I trim from it. Durr. But I didn't let it get to me because, I collected like 13 sticks to turn into wands, and then, yeah, went to a friend's house, hung out for a bit, came back to my apartment. Now, whenever you have to babysit your little sisters or little brothers and they want to watch TV, we've all been there, done that, burnt the t-shirt, right? And, yeah. These kids watching Dora the Explorer, no. I don't like that show. Dora the Explorer, that cartoon is a negative stereotype of Mexicans and the Latina community, for one. It's racist towards those people. Two, you have a little girl wandering around by herself with no adult supervision, talking to strangers, walking in the woods by herself. And you kind of like, okay, there's definitely something wrong with this picture. And three, Dora the Explorer is so freaking helpless, constantly asking for your help. And most parents, when they let their little kids watch it, they don't think much about it. As I'm sitting here watching this crap with my little sisters and brothers back in the day, what have you, you know. I don't have any brothers, just a couple little sisters. But you know how that is, you know? And I'm like, God damn, this bitch is helpless. I think to myself, you too, but you know, if little girls are trying to look up to Dora the Explorer, I highly disagree with that. Dora the Explorer is not a role model for little girls, in my opinion. Teaching women to be helpless? No. I'm going to be super nice about this next part of my rant, just because. But, here's another thing, too. I don't like Barbie dolls. They're setting a bad example for little girls everywhere. If you were a girl in the 90s and you grew up playing with Brat dolls or Barbie dolls, you'll remember that, but dude, no. First of all, let's talk about how incredibly racist Barbie is. Do you see any Barbie dolls in other colors? No. It's always some blonde hair, blue eyed bitch. Second of all, how much do you want to bet that girls who grew up playing with Barbie eventually grew up having eating disorders, hating the way their bodies look, and being super materialistic? Almost every time, I guarantee there's got to be a correlation with that. You know? So my solution to this, let's create a dress up doll for girls called Strong Woman dolls, and we make them in different shapes, sizes, and colors, because realistically every woman comes in different shapes, sizes, and colors, okay? And their backstory could be, this is a strong woman doll. She does not try to compete with men. She does not compare herself to other women. She does not have a negative self-esteem. She is a strong, independent woman who can do anything she sets her mind to. Okay? And the reason why I say she doesn't try to compete with men is because, quite frankly, I am sick and tired of women trying to compete with men. I'm sorry, ladies, but we live in different worlds, okay? That's the nicest way of putting it. We do. Men and women live in different worlds, completely different. So, you know, you can't compete with us. I don't think you'd want to, you know. Just imagine for 1 second. Now, here's the thing of it. This is an example I will use because it's relevant to the rants. There was this woman who was transgender. She wanted to become a man because that's how she felt, I guess. But you could stick chicken feathers up your ass. That don't make you a chicken. That wasn't the only reason, too. This woman wanted to become a man because, one, that's how she felt as her identity, and two, she was sick and tired of that male privilege. Every time I hear the word male privilege, I laugh my ass off. Because I can name several examples where men don't have squawk for privilege. You know, whenever men experience pain or something emotional, they're not allowed to express themselves. They experience pain, they get told to suck it up, you pussy. That's what it's like to be a man. If you like stub your toe or bang your head against something and it hurts, you know, you get told, suck it up, you pansy, quit crying about it, you pussy. See, if women hurt themselves or if women are going through pain, they're allowed to express their emotions, you know? But just because that exists doesn't mean that men have it any harder than women. To be quite honest, both sexes have it hard. To be quite brutally honest, both genders have it hard. It's the truth. But going back to that story I mentioned, when this transgendered woman became a man, she found out real quick that the male privilege was just a myth. People no longer stopped and held the door for her. People no longer went out of their way to be nice to her. They just expected her to do everything on her own. Oh, I'm sorry, his own. Yeah, whatever pronoun she identifies as, I don't care. That's her life. His life. Whatever. It. I call it an it because, you want to call me transgender and sensitive, go right ahead. But that's not a real guy. Okay? You can change the outside, but you can't change your fucking inside. Your chromosomes are still female. So, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, some guy can cut his dick off and turn it inside out and make a fake vagina, but guess what? You're still a dude. And no disrespect, like, if you're transgender and that's how you want to be, cool. I'm not here to judge. But I'm telling you right now, you can change the outside, but you can't change your chromosomes. But yeah, once she found out that male privilege doesn't exist, that's just something perpetuated by the man-hating media to feed these feminazis what they want. It is. The idea of male privilege is something that's been created by the feminazi media to feed these crazy psycho-sexist women what they want to hear. That men are just pigs and that women are always victims. Right? That's what these crazy, psychotic, feminazi types want to hear. Is that men are just pigs, rapists, and assholes, and they're privileged, and women are always the victims, and wah. Whenever I hear a woman say all men are just rapists, I'm like, close your fucking legs then. See, the biggest difference between a feminist and a feminazi, a feminist will fight for gender equality without being a royal pain in the ass, without being a complete and total bitch about it. Huh? And this is the problem with the feminazis. They have made feminism look bad as a movement. You know? They have. Feminazis have made the feminist movement look bad. So anytime a woman tries to be a feminist and support her fellow woman in a sisterhood, fight for gender equality without being a bitch, people just look at her like, oh, you're one of those, aren't you? You're one of those people. Oh. Feminazis are no different than the sexist males that give men a bad name, to be quite honest. Ouch. Want an ice pack for that burn? Because that was pretty harsh. And I'm telling you right now, men and women live in different worlds. They're raised in different worlds. Genetically speaking, they are different people entirely. Okay? So it doesn't make sense for men and women to compete with each other. It's stupid, is what it is. Because it's bad enough that men compete with other men, women compete with other women, and then men and women compete with each other. No. No. YouTube, no. Okay? Fuck that. YouTube, fuck that shit. Okay? I'm so sick and tired of men demasculating each other. That's the equivalent of females who slut shame each other, you know? I'm sick of it. Oh, that's a pussy beer, real men drink. Oh, that beer's for pussies. Is it really? Oh my god, fuck yeah, That's my smart ass response. Whenever some total stranger feels the need to just try to when some stranger tries to demasculate me by saying shit like that, I turn around on them so quick they don't even expect it. You know? Someone sees me drinking a Steel Reserve Blue Raz and they're like, that beer's for pussies. I'm like, is it? Oh fuck yeah, take it, beer. Fucking take it. You turn their sexist comment around on them and be a complete smartass. They don't know how to take it. They're just like, damn it. Alright, it's fucking ridiculous. You know? And like, that's just it. Men and women are having their feminine identity and their masculinity challenged every fucking day. And I'm sick of it. Now, if I'm watching TV and I see a laundry commercial and it's a busy mom doing laundry for her kids, it triggers me. I'm like, that is so fucking sexist and so stereotypical. What about the single dad who does laundry for his son or daughter? You know? Seriously, YouTube, whenever I see a laundry commercial and it's a busy mom doing laundry for her kids, you know, they're trying to make moms everywhere relate to that, but really it just comes off as sexist and old-fashioned. You know? I get why they're doing it. They're trying to make busy moms everywhere relate to that and go, oh, hey, I want to buy that product. But it just comes off as sexist and old-fashioned is what it comes off as. No, I was on this tangent yesterday and I was a little too truthful with it, so I'm like, eh. or the day before, whatever. So I was kind of like, let's turn it down just a little bit. And really, the nicest way of saying it is men and women live in different worlds. You can't compete with them. You know? And I hate to go there, but ladies, imagine for 1 second you're having your period and it's one of those that's heavy flow, you're cramping, you're bloating, everything sucks. And, you know, you go to complain about how painful your menstrual cramps are, and someone just tells you, suck it up, you pussy. They're just menstrual cramps. Quit being a baby. Welcome to the world of men. Fellas, for 1 second, just imagine that when you lost your sperm and your testosterone, it was this big deal. You spent the next 4 to 8 months bloating, your testicles hurt, you can't get erections, you just want to sit on the couch, drink beer, and binge watch Home Improvement. Everyone sucks. You want a foot massage, but your wife just looks at you like she's fucking clueless, like, huh? That's what menopause would be like for men. That's what menopause would be like for men. See what I did there? I just put both genders into perspective. Helping men and women understand each other. That's what I do on my channel. Huh? And collectively speaking, I think once men and women understand each other a bit better, it helps them respect one another a bit better. And it also helps the goddamn dating scene. Because guess what? When you have men and women pointing fingers at each other, no side wants to take responsibility for their own goddamn shitty actions. Men and women refuse to take responsibility for their shitty actions. They're more concerned about blaming the other side and finding fault in the other side. Collectively speaking, this is why solutions never get found. This is why men and women have no respect for each other. You know, people are so quick to point fingers and blame one another. It's like, okay, is that going to get us anywhere? Of course it's not. Male privilege, that's fucking funny. You know what's really you know why that's fucking funny? Because men are constantly jumping through hoops to get laid. They are. Men have to jump through hoops to get laid. They do. They go to the fucking bar, they see a chick they like. Hey honey, can I buy you a couple drinks? Well, sure, why not? He blows through half his paycheck to give her a decent buzz. He's barely even got a buzz. And all she has to do is make up some bullshit excuse to leave the bar, and there she goes. She got free drinks. She didn't have to try. You know? That's why I respect women. They can get their hustle on. You know? Whenever men complain about sexism, we get told, shut the fuck up. That's just how it is, buttercup. Accept it. When women complain about sexism, it gets changed. No matter how ridiculous or how, you know, maniacally stupid the demand, even if the situation isn't even remotely sexist, even if the situation isn't remotely sexist, if women complain about it, it gets changed. Okay? And while men want to sit there and say that's unfair, that's life, dude. I hate to say it, but, you know, women go through so much crap. So, you know, if you want to have that right, fellas, then by all means, become a woman. See what it's like. You'll fucking hate it, I guarantee it. Huh? No one takes you seriously because you have a nice pair of boobs. Huh? Other women call you a slut and a whore, and they say your makeup looks cheap. You'd fucking hate it, fellas. Oh, wait. No one takes you seriously because of your gender? Oh, I know exactly how that feels. Oh, you're a man. All you want is pussy. You men are all the same. I fucking hate that shit. That's one thing that both men and women have in common. The negative stereotypes based off of their gender. This is what gets me about women who are sexist towards men. They're so quick to call men every name in the book. Women who complain about sexist men and then turn around and they themselves are sexist towards men? Huh? Okay. Women who complain about sexist men and in turn are sexist themselves towards men? No. You're just as bad as the assholes you complain about. And if you know exactly how it feels, why do it to somebody else? You sit there and say, all men are just assholes. Okay, why the fuck are you focused on all men? Why not focus on the good men you have in your life? Why are you focused on all men? You haven't met all of them. You can't okay? Whenever, and pardon my French, but whenever I hear women say all men are just pigs, I'm like, right, that's why all women are just cunts. Pardon my French, but there you go. A bit too far, but that's a fair point. Women are tired of that argument. Women will sit there and say, we're not all like that. Well, there you go. Not all men are like that. Pardon my French, but there you go. And do you know what's going to help men and women get along better? They stop focusing on their differences and start focusing on what makes them the same. I guarantee you, women and men will get along so much better. They'll have a lot more respect for each other. Reason why it's called sexist double standards, because what? It affects both genders. Holy shit. You know, there is this clothing store in Australia. And one of the female YouTubers I'm subscribed to, Sydney Watson, shout out to you, she talked about this clothing store in Australia. They had a shirt in there that said, "Boys will be boys." Perfectly innocent saying, and it's kind of true to some extent. But of course, a woman saw it and she took offense to it. She tweeted about it, and everyone joined her, and they demanded the shirt get removed because that boys will be boys. That's just sexist. Well, here's the thing of it. That shirt was the least bit sexist. It's just a harmless saying, boys will be boys. But of course, because a woman got pissed off, it got removed. Here's the best part. Target Australia. Okay? This dude walks into Target. Hold on, let me grab a glass of water. Hold on. Target Australia. This dude sees a shirt that is designed to be sold to little girls who haven't gotten into boys yet, Little girls who are at that age where they think boys have cooties, that kind of thing. That's who the shirt was targeted towards. This other shirt said, "Girls are smarter." Basically implying that girls are smarter than boys. That shirt was way more sexist than the "Boys will be boys" t-shirt. And here's the best part. The dude wrote to Target Australia and said, "Could you please take this shirt off? it's sexist towards men. Guess what happened? Target sent him a message saying, "This shirt is part of our woman's youth line. It's designed to encourage women to be strong and independent, so we're not going to remove it." Basically, he got told, "Oh, it's sexist towards men? Oh, too bad. Suck it up, buttercup. Quit being a pussy about it." Picture for 1 second if Target had made a shirt that said, "Boys are better at everything." Huh? If Target had come out with a shirt for the youth series for the boys that said, "Boys are better at everything." Excuse me. Seriously. What if Target came out with a shirt for the junior division, for their junior series, for little boys, and the shirt had said, "Boys are better at everything than girls"? Women would have a stink about it. They would be in arms. There would be a riot in the fucking street. There would be torches and pitchforks. Women screaming, "Sexism!" And what would happen if Target said, "We're not going to remove that shirt because that shirt is supposed to encourage boys to be strong and independent"? I guarantee you they would be sued. They would be sued so fucking quickly. Women everywhere would file a lawsuit against Target demanding that shirt would be taken down. And eventually the shirt would be removed. That's why I respect women, because they're boss like that. This fucking shitty attitude, it's only sexist when it happens to women. I fucking hate it, dude. It victimizes women and it makes men look like huge assholes. I fucking hate it. Don't believe me? Okay. Alright, let's go to Google. Right now. Let's go to Google right fucking now. Let's Google the word sexism. This will be fun, right? Sexism.
Here's the definition of sexism: prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women, on the basis of sex.
The oxymoron within that statement. The oxymoron within the definition. The definition of sexism, according to Google, the dictionary definition of sexism: prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination, typically against women. The stereotype, okay? The fucking stereotype, the goddamn stereotype that sexism only happens to women, right there in the definition. Oxymoron, if I ever saw one. Stereotyping or discrimination, typically against women. I'm surprised women are up in arms demanding Google change this. You know? My definition of sexism is prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination on the basis of gender. Sexism happens to both men and women. That's my definition of sexism right there. Don't believe me? Look it up for yourself and be amazed. Right now, I'm uploading a spicy breakfast cheeseburger to YouTube. That burger turned out pretty freaking good, I'm not gonna lie. And then after that, we'll get this rant uploaded too, and yeah. Anyways, YouTube, back at you with another on-point rant. Thank you for watching, and if you like the rants and the cooking videos, the guitar playing, what have you, subscribe to the KINGCOBRAJFS channel. It's blowing up because of you cool cobras. Greatly appreciate that. Anyways, YouTube, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you cool cobras later.